Hey everyone, this is sort of an odd video. It's not really meant to be a video essay or a review. I kinda just wanted to do one of these more relaxed, shorter videos like I did for Tenet back in the day about another topic I have some thoughts on. Though unlike last time, this one's not going to be improvised. That was a bad idea. Not going to do that one again. So let's talk about Memoria. Many of you might be wondering, what is Memoria? To which my next sentence is not going to clear up much for you. Memoria is the latest film from slow cinema innovator and art film legend Apichatpong Weerasethakul. And if you're plugged into the art film scene, you probably know him for films like Uncle Boonmee, Who Can Recall His Past Lives, Tropical Malady, or Cemetery of Splendor, among many highly acclaimed films. He's obviously not the most well-known director ever, but if you're in the know, you know him. Also, he's called Joe by a lot of film fans in the US, due to his name being quite long. But admittedly, I find that a bit insulting and racist, so I'm just gonna say his full name. To put it simply, this is his first film not made in Thailand and partially made in English. And it's got a lot of hype. It won the Jury Prize at the Cannes Film Festival, and many people are claiming it's one of his best films. And it's one I'm sure a lot of people are excited to see. Whenever it is that they can see it. Yeah, that's why I'm making this video. The film is being released by Neon, who has gained a lot more hype for their distribution of 2019 films Parasite and Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which were successful and brought a lot of cool foreign art films to the mainstream. And they, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to try a new release style for this film. Already a weird sentence. There will be no mass release, no limited release, no VOD, no streaming, no Blu-ray. This film will tour the world, one theater at a time, playing on one screen in one city for 6 days and then moving on. Forever. Now, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Let's start with the good. There is admittedly something very fascinating about this idea. I'm a fan of a lot of modern art, so by my nature, I'm a bit more interested in weird ideas like this that can say a lot about society and our views of art. Because frankly, there is something sort of fascinating about a film that can only be seen by one group of people at a given time and nowhere else. That space is the only place experiencing that experience. It evokes some intriguing questions about the nature of film as a collective experience and a narrative that can exist in a singular person. Now on the other hand, holy shit, what even is this idea? I mean, okay, I get it. I get this is supposed to show the power of the theater and how limiting a space to a single experience like a concert can change a film's context. But, I mean, this is a good way to make it so only a few people can even see the film. This feels like a shit deal. Not to mention, how does this deal even work for people who don't live near a city? Do they just never get to see this film? How big is this tour? Is it just in certain countries? And do some get a regular release? And if so, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose? Because that means those countries are watching it at different times. So the one singular room that's experiencing it may not be the only room experiencing it if other distribution companies don't go along with this. It brings to mind a lot of interesting ideas, but is it worth it to limit a film that's supposed to bring people into its world and the director wants to share with the world to this small of a scale? I mean, at what point does this reach the same issue as Broadway, where the screenings of this film form a sort of classism of ability and affordability that no other film has? Aspects, where if you're not fast enough or in the right space or have the money, you will have to wait years to see it, or maybe never see it at all. One of my favorite aspects of film is that it's a medium that has embraced home video and mass consumption as an idea. And with the internet, all barriers are gone. I mean, what used to be a privileged activity now is available to everyone. Once enough time has passed, a kid in Iowa with little money has as much chance of seeing that new art house film as the rich celebrity who traveled to Cannes to see it. That's sort of beautiful to me, the destruction of this elitism of class to make knowledge about film available to all is a good thing. The knocking down of the barrier of having to go to schools to learn about these films, where a 14-year-old can learn as much about film as someone who paid tuition in the 70s could. And this contradicts that. Hell, Neon isn't even doing a great job of rolling it out. There's no website with a schedule of where it's going to next, no page saying directly where it's playing, not really any indication of where it is at all. I had to scrounge through news articles to make sure this was still even happening. And at that point, is the experiment even worth it? If you're not even going to commit to it, is it worth committing to this weird system that restricts who can see it? Why issue home media releases and streaming if you're not even going to try? Which also brings us to our next point. We're still in a pandemic. Like, we don't even know if public spaces are still going to be available in a couple months. Variants are spreading. Things are not under control, vaccinations are stagnating, and we're just chucking ourselves into the fire, and it feels absurd. What if theaters just aren't open in 3 months? What happens to this tour? What about immunocompromised people who want to see this and don't want to put their life on the line? What about people working at theaters who are risking their lives to screen this film? I love the theatrical experience, and I don't even think this idea is completely bad. Honestly, it's a decent idea in concept, just not great when you have to execute it. And in the end, that execution of it right now, I just don't think it's worth it. It's at least a thought-provoking idea. I gotta give it that. And we don't know what this will mean in the end. It could be a massive success. But in the end, if it'll be worth it, or if it'll just go down in flames as a mistake, we'll just have to see. But I hope I can get a review on it out on this channel. Maybe. Or maybe just get to see it for myself. I just want to watch this movie, goddammit!